What's up, guys? It's Corvic. Today, I wanted to talk about a game that is so problematic right now in more than one aspect. And as you're seeing from the footage right here, it's Type Soul. Type Soul was my comfort game over the last 2 to 3 years. Every re-release was fun. It had problems, but each re-release really had a lot of content. Progging was fun, and the fights made up for it. And the content was, doable. It was good. It was fine. But this release has by far been the worst one so far. And it's not just the bugs. Devs continue to lie, they become more greedier, and they overall just disrespect the fan base. Before the release even started, let's just talk about Cetro saying soon, and basically the entire developer team trolling the community because it was funny. I guess they talked about how the game was releasing in July, but they didn't talk about the day until maybe 2/3 halfway through July. That was very fun, right? And Cetro talked about how the game could be released at any time now and that they were just fixing a bug here and there. But clearly, 8 months in development, they're still getting some shit wrong. The game is still a fucking buggy mess, but that's beside the point. That's just one aspect of them lying, right? But it's as if the devs are like the devil. They just keep on taking and becoming more greedier. Before we even get to the game passes, let's first talk about the day 1 and honestly day 3 bugs, because there are still so many bugs in the game. It is insane. But just to list some of the bugs that were in day 1 and 2 that I think should be fixed by now, hopefully. If it's not, let me know in the comments. But servers weren't working. Servers had like 50 people. Server lists disappeared. You couldn't join your friends unless you quick joined. Every server was like 300 ping, even if it was in your home country or home, if you're in California and it was a Cali server, it was still awful. You couldn't check your progress in the hospital. You couldn't element reroll as a full bringer. Some elements just got completely voided because some people weren't looking at announcements. I guess that's your bad, right? Like it is honestly a joke. Ultra skills being voided. My friend losing his Orlando Furioso just because he played the game and he went back into the game and he lost it. It feels like nothing was really tested. I've heard testers aren't being paid, to my knowledge, meaning they just kind of play the game and do whatever, set themselves to something and test it out and give some mediocre feedback. I don't know if the testers were good or not, but I feel like them not being paid had something to do with it. Also, another thing I've heard was that Cetro had a vendetta against the testers. I don't know what that's about, but I'm not even gonna discredit that. I feel like that's just something that could happen, and that probably did happen. It's just no excuse for the game to be this buggy. But it's not just the bugs. Like I said earlier, the game is increasingly more greedier than it was before. There are so many game passes in every corner of the game, from ranked to progression to game passes, literally just giving you free items. So if you're not getting these game passes, you're basically playing the game at like 4 times difficulty, I guess, because you're not getting the same types of items everybody else with game passes is. They made AFK World shittier now. It is so much shittier. My friend had AFK World and he had that like 26, I don't know, like 13 or 26 Soulless streak, which is supposed to make the drops better, and it just didn't. On top of all that, they've removed everybody's items, which means that they've completely disregarded anybody who has ever farmed this game ever before this release. And I know it's because they want the game to be everything to be more rare. They don't just want everybody having the rarest stuff and it being common, but still, that's no excuse for the people that have spent hours collecting those rerolls, collecting those items, only for it to be voided or just set to 1, both being really, really bad. But I think the most awful part of the game so far has got to be the hell progression. There are raids in hell, and they are completely awful. They do not give any loot at all, and nobody even wants to do them. And you want to know why? Because fighting in hell equals wiping. They have added a wiping mechanic to the game. And I'm just going to tell you this right now. It is not because they wanted the game to feel more tense. It's because they want you to buy the shitty revive pass in the store. When you lose all your lives, you fight your inner world, I guess. It'll be one NPC. And if you win, you'll get your life back and you'll get to play on your slot. But if you keep on losing and you keep losing your lives, that one NPC turns into 2 and then 3 and then 4 until it's impossible to get your lives back anymore. That's the reason why hell has lives. It's because they want you to buy this pass that'll make it so that those 4 NPCs you have to fight with similar kit to yours, right, will just be 1 again. So obviously, if you want to keep playing the game, you gotta buy the pass. Or just don't participate in any PvP at all whatsoever. Great, right? It's not just that too. Bosses in hell have to be cheesed. It's not even a debate. All of them are so incredibly unfair to fight. You basically need a team of a healer and 2 keto users to basically fight any of them. And even then, if you're grinding out the 150 mobs you need to get to the 2nd layer of hell, then only like 3 people can get credit for it because there's credit in the game. So obviously, if you're doing it with like a team of 6, only half of you guys are getting credit and the rest are just stuck there until they can beat 120 NPCs. And also, don't even think about switching servers in hell. I've already seen Vert's video where either it was him or one of his friends, or maybe it was Nano's video, but they switched servers one time and they completely lose all their progress, and now they're back in ring 1. It is insane. You lose all your progress. I think in Nano's video, one of the guys just gets locked out of one of the missions and has to get a restore for it, and now he's probably back in ring 1 too, so he has to fight the boss that is like using a bankai that steals your... Okay, there's a boss in ring 1 that steals your bankai, right? And you have to fight him without mode. Yeah, because that's so fun, right? That is so fun. How do you beat that without cheesing it? This was just a rant video. I like Type Soul. I wanted to see it perform well. Like I said, it's kind of been my comfort game over the last 2 to 3 years. It's something that I'll just get on, play, have fun. By far, ranked 1s in Type Soul is the most I've had fun compared to any other ranked 1s in any other game ever. But it is just so disappointing seeing these developers lie and basically get away with it. So I wanted to make this video not as a rant, even though it is, but kind of as I wanted it to be a landmark. Something that we can go back to and really think about whether Type Soul has gone up or has gone down from this point on. Because there's 2 ways where this can happen, right? 1, hell gets way better to... bugs will always get fixed. I complained about bugs a lot in this video, but they will get fixed. And eventually, at some point, maybe a month in, 2 months in, 3 months in, the game will be playable. But whether hell progression, which is when you get your true bankai, where you get your ancient vasto, where you get Excalibur, where you get anything, right? Whether that becomes better or worse for the game, it really is up to the developers. And I'm hoping, because I want to see the game perform well, I want to make videos on it, that it goes up. But I could definitely see it just going down from here. I mean, Type Soul has already lost half of its player base just on the couple days that it's been out. We started with around 180,000 on release, and now we're down to 90,000. It might even be less now that I'm saying it. which is crazy because the weekends are coming by like tomorrow, you know. But yeah, hopefully we just turn it out for the better. I'm trying to be positive about the game, even though I did complain. It's still one of my favorite games. The combat's really fun, and I just hope for the best. So if you guys want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you.